Teo, what did Aaron Bates say to you guys in like the hitters meeting today? Heard that he said something about maybe the crowd early and kind of trust that you guys will be leading late.
I don't remember. Sorry.
I guess could you just kind of take us through the home run there?
Nothing special. I watched the videos. He likes to go up on the strike zone. I think that's when he's just stronger. And, something up in the strike zone. My first 3 at-bats, I chased a lot of down. Not trying to do over swinging or anything like that. Maybe a hit, trying to bring 1 run to tie the game. But he left it over the strike zone. So.
Can we go here on the left, Bill?
I was wondering if you could take us through that ball that Real Muto hit up the gap that ended up being a triple. It looked like you were pretty close to it, but just couldn't get there. What happened on that play?
I was playing straight in. I didn't get a good angle. He hit it pretty good. I tried to get it so he can go all the way to third, or they can score 2 runs in that situation. It went by me.
Okay, next question. In the back there on the left, far left.
Thank you. Hola, Teoscar, muy buenas noches. ¿Qué significó para ti ese momento tan especial y qué pasó por tu mente cuando salió esa pelota, si pensabas que se iba del parque o no?
Fue un momento bien especial para mí, especialmente porque puse el equipo adelante. Sabía que le había conectado súper bien. Sabía que era un doble o era un home run. Gracias a Dios salió del parque y pudimos conseguir el adelanto ahí en el juego.
Okay, Daniel in the back on the left.
Teoscar llevaba 3 ponches, sin embargo, aprovechaste la oportunidad y mira lo que cambió ese partido en ese séptimo inning. Cuéntame de ese cuadrangular.
Sí, Sánchez hoy estaba bien, nasty, como decimos nosotros. El crédito hay que dárselo a quien se lo merece. Él en el día de hoy estaba tirando los picheos donde tenía que tirarlo. No estaba fallando mucho en la zona de strike. Y nada, en ese turno fue a tratar de buscar un picheo bueno, tratar de conectarlo bien y ayudar al equipo.
Teoscar, ganar el primer juego de la serie cambia la dinámica de la serie y especialmente fuera de casa. Y esa combinación de Quique y tú, ¿cómo describirla?
Sí, siempre empezar ganando es súper importante. Son series cortas. Pienso que no es que lleva ventaja el que gane el primer juego, pero sí te da un alivio para el segundo. Y Quique, ¿qué podemos decir de Quique? Quique ha venido haciendo eso durante varios años ya. No es sorpresa para nadie que él puede hacer eso y más en los playoffs.
Okay, here on the left, Bill.
I'm sure hitting a home run always feels good, especially in the playoffs, but did it feel extra good knowing that, whatever had happened in the field, you just took care of that because now the Dodgers have more runs. Nobody has to worry about what happened before.
Yeah, at the end of the day, for me, anything that happened before a big moment like that, it's in the past. I try to put it in the trash and just focus on the things that I need to do in that at-bat, and especially in plays in defense, and just trying to help my team.
Okay, we got to let him go now. We got Show waiting for us, okay? Thanks, Teo.
Can you walk us through that, Shohei? You talked yesterday about possibly being a little nervous. How did it feel to pitch in your first postseason game, and what were the good and the bad?
登板することに関して少し緊張するかもというコメントありましたけども、実際投げてみてどうでしたか？
試合前はそうですね、いろいろ、ね、データを整理している段階とかでは試合の中をイメージして緊張感というのがありましたけど、実際に試合で投げることに関しては集中して緊張感、ありましたけど、それよりも集中して試合に入っていけてたかなと思います。
Yeah, prior to the game, just preparing for the game, just looking at the data, doing my usual preparation. I was a little nervous, imagining myself out there on the mound. But once I was on the mound and on the field, that went away, and it was really me focusing.
Next question. Going to go Howard here in the second row. Just wait for the mic.
Shohei, congratulations. It seemed like in the eighth inning you were showing bunt when you were looking to hit. Can you just kind of take me through that moment and related as you were coming out to the bullpen? You know, you were acknowledging the crowd. It seems like you were kind of taking it all in and embracing being sort of in enemy territory. Just take me through your thinking in those two moments, please.
8回の打席でバントしたことと、ブルペンに行く前のちょっとみんなに手を挙げてたところっていうのをちょっと振り返ってもらってどういう。
最後はそうですね、ウィルナーとバットぐらいで朗希が作り始めてたので、監督から時間を稼いでほしいっていうオーダーが出てましたし、そういう意味ではいいフォアボールになったのかなとは思うので、はい、良かったのかなとは思いますね。はい。
I was told by Dave Roberts to make some time for Roki pitching in the bullpen, warming up. So I did. I wanted to do everything in my power to make sure we got ample time for him.
Okay, we're going to go right here, second row on the right.
Just the moment before the game.
試合前の手を挙げてなんか。
いや試合前は特に、さっきも言いましたけど、データ整理をしている段階では緊張しましたけど、比較的ゲームとゲーム前はいい集中力と楽しんで、ブルペンのセッションも今まで以上にいいセッションでしたし、いい感じで試合に臨めてたかなと思います。
なんかブルペンテレビの前に手を挙げたことの件らしいです。
そうです。全体的に楽しめたということですね。
Okay. Yeah, just I was just really I was able to enjoy the atmosphere, and that was the action that I took. But it was, as I said before, I was preparing for the game, just being focused on the game, and a little bit of nervousness, but I definitely enjoyed the time prior and during the bullpen warming up.
Thank you. Okay, Howard, right behind you.
すみません、2回に失点して5回にまたピンチが訪れてシュラバー選手最後カーブで三振取ったと思うんですけど、あそこはやっぱり1点もやれない場面だったと思うんですけど、対決を振り返ってどのように切り抜けたかっていうとお願いします。
そうですね、試合の行方を決定づける場面だったかなとは思うので、先制点取られた後に、味方が反撃に出る、そこまでしっかりと粘れば必ず勝つチャンスが来るかなとは思ってたので、3-2になった段階で僕の中にもカーブの選択肢がほとんどでしたし、ビルから来た要求も一発目はカーブだったので、確実にいけるんじゃないかなと思って自信を持って投げました。
Okay, we're going to go here to Masa in the second row.
今日、これまで復帰後フォーシームの、ハードヒット、された率ですね、100マイル以上なんっていうのが8本しかなかったのが、今日は最初の2イニングだけで3本あった。でその後も割合を減らさなかったというのはおそらくかなり質が良かったということだと思うんですけれども、その中で相手の反応だったり対応、フォーシームに対するでやっぱりパワーピッチャーとしての自分を貫いたその辺の駆け引きっていうのはどういうものがあったんでしょうか。
打たれたトリプルよりもやっぱりその前のマーシ選手の2ストライク追い込んだ後のセンター前が一番いらなかったかなというか、もう少し工夫できたのかなっていうところはあるので、全体通してあとはスプリットを2巡目以降取っておきたいなと思う中で、その前にちょっと失点してしまったという形だったのかなと思ってます。
Okay, we're going to go back to Bill, far left.
Yeah, Shohei, a rough night at the plate, 4 strikeouts, 3 of them uncalled third strikes. What did you think about those at bats? How difficult was Sanchez, and why did you end up in those situations?
結果打席では不満足だったと思いますけども、要因は P としては何だと思いますか。
もちろん対戦したピッチャーの質も高いですし、素晴らしいピッチャーが5打席ともマウンドにはいたので、なかなか打てる機会っていうのがなかったですけど、それでもムーキーとテオが後ろにいる中で、まずは左ピッチャーの場面で出してもらえるっていうのが、この打線の組んでる意味だと思うので、そういう段階で一つ まずは使ってもらえたっていうのが僕の中では僕は一番にあそこにいる意味だとは思うので、なおかつヒットがね打てればそれはベストだったのかなとは思ってます。
Yeah, really quality arms coming out of the the Phillies starting pitcher and bullpen, and the fact that when I'm leading off, it does allow for the bullpen, the left-handed bullpen, to come out. That really gives Mookie and Teo hitting behind me the opportunity to be able to hit. So in that sense, like I felt like even though the results weren't good, that I was able to contribute in that sense.
Okay, we're going to go all the way back in the left to Stephanie.
Shohei, you've been through a lot rehabbing this year and in the past. This is kind of a simple question. It would have been a lot easier to just be a hitter. Why is it so important to you to do both?
なんで二刀流を続けるのか。
なんでですかね、できると思っているからだとは一番思いますけど、それが自分の色であり自分の強みだと思っているので、どちらでもチームにとってプラスになるのであればそれはね自分にしかできない役割だと思うので、はい、それをこなしていくのが今の仕事だと思ってます。
Yeah, the reason why I'm a two-way player is because that's who I am and it's what I can do, and also at the same time it's what the team wants. So that's the reason why I've been doing this.
Thanks.
Okay, last question. We're going to go here to Daniel, the second row, middle.
Thank you, Jen. Shohei, can you take us through the moment when Teo hit the home run? Where were you, and also the feelings after you saw the ball going over the fence?
テオが逆ホームラン打ってのその気持ち、感情とか教えてください。
いやもう素晴らしい瞬間ですね。これこそポストシーズンの醍醐味っていうそういう瞬間だったんじゃないかなと思います。
It was a great moment. It's definitely a highlight for us and for the team.
Dave, congrats on the win. Just take me through, obviously, we've talked about the history. Shohei's done so much of this. What was it like just seeing him do this, actually accomplish it? The 9 strikeouts, playing this full game, still active on both ends. You talked about just now that this is who he is, but what is that like to see anew?
Well, it's certainly never been done, certainly at this level. I think it just really, speaks to, I use the word compartmentalize a lot, but this epitomizes compartmentalize. And, he's essentially 2 people, in one night, in one game. To kind of look at the at-bats that he took tonight and how he struggled offensively, but to separate that and just be a pitcher and weather that inning, that 3-run inning, to then go out there and give us 6 innings, keep us in the ball game. I just don't know any human that can manage that, those emotions, and how do you not take that to the mound? So yeah, we continue to just witness history.
And just related to that, decision you're making, 2 runners are on, already down 3-0. Didn't look like there was even a stirring in the pen. It seemed like you were just going with him in that spot. Can you just take me through what you're thinking about in that moment?
I just felt that he was just getting better as the night went on. I felt he was the best option, and nothing that I was seeing showed a drop-off. And so, if he could chew up a couple more innings, I felt it would help us, tonight and the games going forward. So, yeah, and, that next inning, after 6, I felt the stress before, all that stuff, I felt his job was done, but, and also given his first playoff game, but I felt really confident in him, getting through 6 with us, for us.
Okay, we're going to go over there on the left to Bill.
Yeah, Dave, Glasnow to Vesia to Sasaki, how close to your plan was that? And can we call Sasaki the closer now?
I don't know how close it was. I felt good with Glass tonight in some capacity, given he's going to start a potential game 4. I felt good about Vesia in some capacity tonight. And, with Roki, I just felt that the lane right there, asking Alex to do an up-down, I just felt, comfortable with him right there. So, and honestly, I could have went to a couple other guys in those spots, but, just kind of knowing who I got, I felt good about those guys we were running out there.
And Real Muto's ball that went to the wall for a triple didn't look like Teoscar gave a great effort to cut it off. What did you think of the play?
I got to look at it again. I would argue that he wasn't not trying. But yeah, that's a ball that you don't want Real Muto to have a triple. Certainly a short right field. But I will say, on that Harper ball, he made the adjustment himself, him and Dino, to cheat to the line, to go against the rec, to kind of play, something that if Glass hangs a breaking ball, because that would have scored a runner. So, he did a good job getting the ball in. So, and obviously, so that was a big play. And then obviously with the 3 strikeouts and to come up with a huge hit and to kind of, keep that out of his mind was huge for us.
Okay, we're going to go all the way back to Dylan.
Dave, on the subject of the pen, was there a scenario, like let's just say that second inning for Glass now had been quick, that he could have gone out for a third inning and just kind of closed out the game there?
Yep, there was. And not that the second inning was bad. There was a walk in there, then the Harper grounder, C&I grounder, then the other walk. I felt that's what cost him, and then I got to make a decision. So I just felt that, Alex is used to coming into spots, and so that's why I decided to go. But yeah, if it would have been a cleaner inning, I was certainly thinking about running back out there.
And, and also just the fact that, tonight, right, Ohtani was, right, good but not great, right, pitching-wise, with that second inning. The fact that he struck out 4 times tonight. The fact that you guys were still able to win the game, how important do you think that was?
It was huge. He's not always going to be perfect, but I do feel that him giving up the 3 and to still go out there and give us 6 innings, so 5 innings tonight he threw shutout baseball, was huge. So it's a quality start for him. He gets the win. And this team's done it a lot. Different guys pick each other up, and, Tommy continues to do his thing. And, Andy, after getting robbed, gets a big hit to start an inning. Alex Call, when called upon, takes 2 good at-bats. And we got Will Smith in the game, gets on base. So just everyone collectively. And also you get a starter who's never come out of the pen and comes out and gives us a solid effort. So just great team win.
We stay back there, Stephanie.
Dave, you said in September that when Teo was kind of struggling, that one of the things you were looking to see from him was more edge. Have you been seeing more edge recently? And if so, when did that start?
It started after that series in Colorado. I think that's when he kind of really turned it on. And it's a long season for all these guys. But I felt that that's the point where he was like, you know what, I got to be better. I got to play better. I got to play better defense. I got to dial up the offense. And the offense has really ratcheted up, in September, though.
Is that something he said or just something you saw from him?
It was, he said, we talked about it, and he delivered.
Thanks.
Okay, we're going to stay back there on the left, far left.
Hey, Dave, you hear in sports about guys coming through in the clutch, being clutch athletes. Kike seems to be that the last month or so. Is that accurate? And if so, how would you describe what he's doing?
Well, I think that's applicable to every postseason. The numbers don't lie, and in the postseason, he just performs. And, he had a good last 3 or 4 games to finish out the season. But, again, once the postseason hits, he just ratchets it up, a couple other levels.
Okay, we're going to take one right here in the third row. Right here. Wait for the mic, it's coming.
Hi, David. What was the process behind telling Shohei to take his time at the plate in 9th inning?
Yeah, I was just trying to buy a little bit more time for Roki. They put Wilson in Sosa's spot. Knew they probably, couldn't hit for Kepler. Wuss was already out on the field, so just kind of weighing my options on does Vesia go back out there to have Trinan behind him. And then ultimately I decided to go with Roki, so I felt we just needed to buy some more time.
Okay, second row here on the left. Last question.
Dave, what did you see from Will Smith once he got in the game, both the at-bats he was taking and behind the plate?
Behind the plate, he was great. I thought, Sanchez pitched him tough that first at-bat. Then he got the hit by pitch, and then you got to face Duran. So it was just good to get him in there, get his feet wet, get him back in the game.
Is the plan for him to start game 2, or is that just still more of kind of seeing how
Still
he
up in the
feels?
air. Still up in the air. We might run the same playbook, or we could start him. But I think for me, just kind of seeing how he comes in tomorrow.